Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Anna Morphides with Mending Hearts Counseling. And today is day 11 of our 21-day workshop of healing our anxious attachment style, which will allow us to go from a negative self-view into a positive self-view, also allow us to heal any wounds that we have from our childhood, any unhelpful core beliefs such as I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy of love, I'm defective, I'm bound to be rejected, I'm bound to be alone. And then, yes, our inner child healing. Yeah, there's all these positive things that will come with us healing our anxious attachment style. And I actually wanted to address two comments that I have on a video that I made on, what is this date? Why is it not easy to find? Okay, the video is called Stop Feeling Abandoned or Rejected. Our core beliefs are shown to us by how other people treat us. So this is why we are doing this work, to reprogram our subconscious mind and change our subconscious programming that runs on its own, right? Because 95% of our nervous system runs automatically on its own day in and day out. So whatever beliefs we acquired as a child about ourselves through our primary caregivers and the world interacting with us, or our society, how it interacted with itself, that is what becomes our dominant vibration, our energy in motion, which brings in experiences. And that's how we know what kind of attachment style we have, what kind of core beliefs we have. We know this by the dynamic relationships in our life and how they interact with us. Deepak Chopra actually taught me this, that there are two types of relationships. There's the dynamic ones that will show you all your core wounds, your attachment style, and then there's the static relationships, which are basically, they're not a catalyst to anything really. They're just ones that don't require you to look within yourself. There's no thorns that are being poked from within you. So they're just, yeah, that's why they're called static, and the other ones are called dynamic. So thank you so much to Madeline Newton and Starstorm 111 and Madeline Newton 5488. You guys wrote kind of the same concept, is how do we give our inner child the love, attention, and validation that it needed, and how do we have its back, and not knowing how to be consistent, and if I abandon it easily. And then the other comment was curiosity in how this works, because this person had had severe childhood trauma and abuse as a kid, still made it to escape her mother, and would never imagine that that would impact her adult life. But that's exactly what happens. Not all of us have an attachment style that is insecure. Most of the population is actually securely attached. Therefore, they don't need to chase. They don't need to attach. They don't need validation from other people to know that they're good enough, because they create a positive self-view through their attachment. Also, they don't have fear of abandonment because they didn't experience that as a child. Like for us anxiously attached adults, our emotional needs, for sure, if not all of our needs, were abandoned as a child. And it's not because, a lot of the times, it's not because our primary caregivers are bad. It's just maybe they're just working a lot, or they've never had a chance to have their parents be with their emotions. Maybe they've never had their emotional needs met, so they don't know. But this is the age of Aquarius, and this is the age that we're moving into the new earth, like Eckhart Tolle says, or Dolores Cannon. And this is a time to change these unhelpful core beliefs and attachment styles, because it's time to get us back to the unconditional loving way that we're supposed to be with ourselves and with the world around us, and sort of has veered off its course over, yeah, the last few centuries, I would say. So the way that we get this back is through gratitude, self-love, and creating safety in our body. So we're doing this program to do exactly that. So today's day 11, that we heal our inner child and cultivate self-love, because no one can love us to the extent that we don't love ourselves. Or people can only love us to the extent that we love ourselves. And sometimes the only way to really know how much you love yourself is to see how other people treat you or they speak to you. Because just like my beautiful viewer says here, that she's independent, active, proactive, creative, very sensitive, sensible, intuitive. She's been a people pleaser her whole life, helping always everyone and putting others before her many times. But she just encountered more abandonment, more people unaware and uninterested in her feelings or her needs, left behind when in need of support or emotional help. So this was my life story up until I was 38. And I didn't realize, because I was going beyond, like above and beyond, to always please people, work a lot, say yes to everything, total people pleaser, total doormat, because I thought that was the way to get people to love me. But then that will never happen, because when you do that, you're just going to get more reasons to feel that way, because you're supposed to be doing that for yourself. So when I went back to counseling school and I realized that I have an anxious attachment style, because I did not have I did not feel safe or seen or secure when I was growing up. So I had my basic needs, food and water, but yeah, I never knew when I was going to get hit or in trouble or criticized. Well, I was always criticized. I was never, like, my mom never said the words, I love you. She never hugged me. So I never cultivated love for myself. Like, if you don't hear that, I heard the complete opposite. So no wonder I created an anxious attachment style for myself. And then I was tending to cling on to people as an adult, because I was still that 5-year-old girl that was clinging on to her mom to love her. So no matter what we do, we could be like the most intuitive, the most wonderful person. If your inner dialogue is still the one from your childhood that mimics that critic, mimics your mother or your father or whatever primary caregiver is the one that, I want to use the words, gifted us this experience, because we all sign up for this stuff. It's just part of our soul's journey. So it's no one's fault, or no resentment or anger towards anyone, because I wouldn't be here today if that didn't happen. And then I wouldn't be able to help other people today if that didn't happen to me. And if I didn't do the work, and I know that it can totally change, because I'm also a true testament of that, then yeah, so at the end of the day, that trauma then becomes a treasure. So when my beautiful viewer says here that people are unaware and interested in her feelings or her needs, so this is where we're going to fill our own needs. We're going to fulfill our own needs, and we're going to fulfill our own, like, be with our feelings. And then when she says, finding it hard that not many people generally call and say, hey, how are you feeling? I'm here if you need me. We're do that for ourselves. We have to retrain, reprogram through neuroplasticity, create new neurological pathways that send different signals, right? That stem from our core beliefs. I am worthy of love. I am good enough. I am always accepted. I am unconditionally loved. I am cherished. What's the opposite of all these things is what we want to affirm. Like, if you're feeling that people are abandoning you, I am always accepted. I am always loved. I am worthy of love. I am cherished. I am wanted. I am desired. I am wanted. I am desired. I am always accepted, because I love and I accept all parts of myself. And that's going to be our work. We're going to love and accept all parts of ourselves so then others can do the same with us, because that's just purely what happens. So I would recommend, if you guys want to start that 21-day program, it's completely free on this channel. We are on day 11 today, and then you can cultivate a different experience for yourself from within, and then you can be there for your inner child, because through the book by Louise Hay, Mirror Work, we actually are doing a lot of inner child healing. So then that's how we show up for it. We give it a different experience, a corrective experience, and the mind does not know if it's reality or imaginatory. This is why manifestation works. So you give yourself, through the power of your mind, that it's called the corrective experience. You recreate that experience for your inner child, the safety that it always wanted when it was a kid. You recreate it with the power of your mind through the inner child healing work and the meditations that she guides us through for the next 21 days, because it takes minimum 21 to 60 days to create a new neurological pathway. Remember, it took years even for us to get here. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to start with gratitude, because the best way to also raise our vibration is gratitude, because according to the diagram of David Hawkins, the human consciousness, like the human consciousness measured in hertz, depending on the predominant emotion that's running within you. So if you're running in gratitude, then your hertz are going to be higher up on the diagram, and they're going to be closer to or in the flow of life. So you're not going to be living in suffering or survival or getting by. You're going to be in, I'm in the flow of life, and you're going to attract more experiences that will allow you to feel grateful and continue to be in the flow of life. So we want to get out of the guilt and shame, because that's suffering. So the best way to do that is gratitude. So today we're on day 11, and it's called The Magic Morning. And this is the sequel to the book, The Secret. And remember, the secret is the more grateful we are for things that we have right now in this present moment, the more opportunities we give ourselves to bring in experiences and or people that will reflect that gratitude, and they're just going to keep coming. The easiest and simplest way to ensure that your day ahead will be filled with magic is to fill your morning with gratitude. When you incorporate gratitude into your morning routine, you will feel and see its magical benefits throughout the whole day. Each morning is full of opportunities to give thanks, and it doesn't slow you down or take any extra time, because you can do it naturally as you go about everything you do. There is an added bonus to filling your morning with gratitude, because your daily routines are the times when you can harm yourself the most by thinking negative thoughts without realizing you're doing it. There's no room for harmful negative thoughts when your mind is focused on looking for things to be grateful for. After this practice, you will go into your day feeling much happier and more confident, and that the day ahead will be great. And that's when you will see the magic happen right before your eyes. When you wake up the next few days, before you move, before you do a single thing, say the magic words, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I know I had one counselor that I had tried, and he actually had me do a gratitude shower, where I would have to literally like just touch every part of my body and basically like bathe it with gratitude. He called it a gratitude shower. So I was doing that for a little bit too, and it felt really nice. It's almost like you're sprinkling that gratitude dust all over you. Say thank you for the fact that you're alive and that you've been given another day of life. Your life is a gift. Every day is a gift. And when you really think about it, it's inconceivable that any of us would wake up in the morning without giving thanks for another day. If you think a new day isn't a big deal, then just try missing one. It doesn't matter how sleepy you are, or if your alarm has woken you up for work, or you've slept in during the weekend. The moment you wake, say the magic words, thank you for another day of your life. Say thank you for the good night's sleep you received. Are you fortunate enough to have slept in a bed with sheets and a pillow? Thank you. Did your feet hit the ground today? And say thank you. Do you have a bathroom? You say thank you. Are you able to turn on the taps and immediately have fresh, clean water in the morning? Thank you. thank you for hot water to wash your face, toothbrush and toothpaste to brush your teeth. There's so many things to be grateful for each and every day that we can get our day started on a positive note, because remember, we set the tone for our day. So the more grateful we are or joyful, the more experiences that will be reflective of that state of being will be coming in to find us through the natural laws of energy, like attracts like. That's what the law of attraction is based on. And because energy is neither created or destroyed, we can always just transmute it. So we can always transmute all the uncomfortable feelings back into, because today I'm actually sitting in a bit of regret. Regret is this thing, like regretting that I did not take this action yesterday. So I've been sort of ruminating in my mind why I didn't do that. And through this practice, thank you so much. You're allowing me to transmute that energy of regret back into gratitude for the experiences that I even had. So we're going to continue our gratitude through the day as we get dressed. We're going to thank our clothes, the car if you have it, the bus if you take it. Like everything that we're going to do today, we're going to be grateful for. I'm so grateful that I'm able, to have this book and share it with you. I'm so grateful that, yes, that I have a refrigerator so I can have fresh food and an oven to cook it. And then she encourages us that every day, without exception, we say thank you as we put our feet on the floor every morning if we can do that. And she says that as she walks towards her bathroom, she always says the words, thank you, thank you, thank you in her mind with each step. And then she continues to say them in her mind as she touches and uses everything in her bathroom. So by the time that she's dressed and ready to go for the day, she feels like she could jump for joy because she's that happy. So she says that's the best way to guarantee a magical day. So I'm definitely going to try that tomorrow because I feel like I do my gratitude in the morning, but I have forgotten this to say thank you for everything. So remember tomorrow or today, whenever you're doing it, you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to say 10 things that you're grateful for. I urge you to say 5 things that you're grateful for yourself, and then 5 things that you're grateful for that are taking place in your life. And you're going to say the reason why. And thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you want to also send gratitude to people that mean a lot to you, it was very important for me today to send a message to a very special friend of mine because I feel like I'm receiving unconditional love as I give it. It's like a reflection, and it's just really nice to have that be a part of my life. So I'm super grateful because it reminds me that this stuff really works, and the law of energy will bring you like people in your life that will be, whether it's a friend or a lover or like a coworker, they're going to match your vibration. And then from the moment that we open our eyes, we're going to say thank you. We're going to, until we finish getting ready, we're going to say thank you to everything that we're doing and using while we're getting ready. And then when we go to bed at night, we're going to have a magic rock in our hand, and we're going to try to find the best thing that happened for us in the day, which will force us to shift through the day and force us to think of all the good things that happen while we're trying to pick the best one. Therefore, that will take us away from the natural want as humans to want to ruminate or beat ourselves up or self-criticize and just go over in our mind all the challenging things that happen and the things that we don't want to experience, because that's what we tend to do. And I also urge you to put the meditation on by Corey T that I always link in the description box below, which is the one that cultivates safety in the body, because as anxious attached children, we do not have safety in our body, and we're constantly in our sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, just releasing neurotransmitters that are not helpful, like cortisol keeps us anxious and takes away from our body being able to metabolize what it needs to do properly, because we spend so much energy trying to go back into our parasympathetic nervous system and deal with that anxiety. So let's get that out of the way. And another really good way to do that is through self-love. And today is one of my favorite chapters, day 11. So the book by Louise Hay, Mirror Work to Heal Our Inner Child and Cultivate Self-Love and Safety Within Ourselves. It's feeling good and releasing our anger. Today we are going to address anger, how to process it and release it before it makes us sick, and how to allow space inside for more positive emotions. How does it feel to be talking to yourself every day and telling yourself that you are loved? Look in your mirror and take a few moments to congratulate yourself. I am so proud of you for doing this work. Yes, I'm so proud of you for doing this work with me every day. And I hope that you're feeling the difference by now. And she's urging us to have looked deep into our emotions and start to release the past. We are now learning to play a positive tape of affirmations in our mind. We should be celebrating the progress that we have made so far. And Louise Hay says, I celebrate you and your commitment to your mirror work. While you were digging into your past and releasing your emotions, you may have discovered some angry feelings aimed at yourself or a particular event. I know this very well. There was a period that I was like so angry at all the people that hurt me. Like unfair. It felt so unfair. I had to release so much anger and resentment. You may have discovered, right. So today I'd like to help you to work on forgiving and releasing any anger you might have so that you can feel good about yourself. So remember, the best way also to transmute anger is to bring it into gratitude. And if you remember that one day that we already did in the magic book where we had to say, so if I'm resentful to someone, say like an ex-partner or my mother, just for the way that they were with me, although that was part of my life plan and my life lessons, and I chose all this before I decided to put on this human suit. I wrote out so many things that I'm grateful for them. And every time I would feel angry or that anger come back and the resentment and the thoughts of like, how could they, I would go back into my gratitude and I would say all the things that I'm grateful for them. So then I can transmute that feeling into not resentment. So gratitude is the best way to do that. So we have to also know that anger is an honest emotion, but when it is not expressed or processed outwardly, it will be processed inwardly in the body and usually develops into a disease or dysfunction of some sort. We generally get angry about the same things over and over again. When we are angry, we feel we don't have a right to express it, so we swallow it, which can cause resentment, bitterness, or depression. So it's good to handle our anger and release it whenever it comes up. If you feel like expressing yourself physically, then get some pillows and start hitting them. Don't be afraid to let your anger take its natural course. You have already kept your feelings bottled up for too long. One of the best ways to deal with anger is to talk openly to the person you are angry with. When you feel like screaming at someone, then the anger has been building up for a long time. Often it is because you feel like you cannot speak openly to the other person. So the second best way to let out that anger is to talk to the person in the mirror. You can imagine that you're having a conversation. I've done many meditations where I go into the state of having conversations with this person. I did an emotional release. It was like someone played my mother in counseling school, and then I had an opportunity to tell her everything that I needed to tell her, which was really cathartic. I wrote letters to the people that wronged me in my life. That also has great power. And then, of course, mirror work will help you get out all your feelings. So it doesn't have to be necessarily the actual person. You can do it through letters, through mirror work, somebody impersonate you with your counselor, with a friend, whatever you choose to do. And then Louise Hay says that mirror work will help you get all your feelings out. One of her students had a difficult time letting her anger out. Intellectually, she understood her feelings, but she couldn't express them outwardly. When she allowed herself this expression through her mirror work, she was able to scream and call her mother and her alcoholic daughter all sorts of names. She felt a tremendous weight lift from her when she released her resentment. Later, when her daughter came to visit, the woman couldn't stop hugging her. All this was possible because she had released her repressed anger, making room for love. So many people tell me how much happier they are once they release anger towards another person. So we're going to go within and we're going to do it. We only hurt ourselves when we hold anger to other people. Really, we just cultivate discomfort within our own selves. So let's affirm it is okay to have my feelings. Today, I express how I am feeling in positive ways. And we're going to find a place with our mirror where we're safe and not disturbed. And we're going to look into our eyes and we're going to see ourselves and or the person we believe has wronged us. And we're going to remember the moment when we became angry and we let ourselves feel the anger come through for the first time. And we're going to begin to tell this person exactly what you're so angry about. And she says, express all of your anger you feel. Be specific. You could say something like, I am angry at you because, you fill in the blanks. I am hurt because you, fill in the blanks. I am so afraid because you fill in the blanks. You may need to do this exercise several times before you truly feel that you have gotten rid of all your anger. You may want to work on one anger issue or several. Do what feels right for you. Yes, so I literally, when I did this in counseling school, I was crying and snot was coming out. And I was basically like talking to the person that was playing my mom, and she just kept saying sorry to me. And because I've never been able to say this to my mom, but for all the times that she hit me or gave me a black eye or called me names, the fact that I couldn't tell her that I was being like sexually abused and she was hitting me on top of that because she wasn't, like, the first time it happened, I was trying to protect myself. I was 5, so I had like my legs closed in the bathtub because I didn't want her to wash me, but she had no idea what was happening. So she was hitting me because I wasn't letting her, like, just all this crazy shit. Like, I needed to let it go, right? She grew up with a stepmom because she lost her mom, and her stepmom was even way more abusive. So it's not like she did it on purpose, and I don't blame her. But I can see the intergenerational patterns now and how they happen, and we sign up for these things. But also, yeah, I had to like talk all that out and release my anger and my sadness and my resentment that I had towards her. And yeah, it did actually change my relationship with her because I would always feel quite short with her, or I would feel annoyed. And I understand why. Like, I guess in the back of my mind, I'm like, you did all these things to me in childhood and now you just want to be my friend. But she didn't know any better. She did the best that she could with her not even grade 2 education that she has. So we're going to release it. And today we're going to do a meditation that we are going to allow our heart to know that it deserves to feel good. So as always, for our meditation, we can either lie down or sit upright and try to have our spine upright. So then we're aligning our chakras that we have, the seven energy bodies that live inside of our body, starting from our crown, the top of our head, all the way to the root chakra at our butt bone. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths, and they do encourage us to have the breath when we exhale to be longer than the inhale, and try to breathe out everything from your diaphragm, like as deep as you possibly can go in and just release it. So we're going to take in our breaths, breathing in love and exhaling anything that's not serving. And already you should feel your nervous system a lot calmer. The best way to reset ourselves is through the breath. And today we're gonna allow our heart to know that it deserves to feel good, because life should be very simple. We create our experiences by our patterns of thought and our feelings. What we believe about ourselves and about life becomes true for us. Thoughts are only words strung together. They have no meaning whatsoever. It is we who give meaning to them. We give meaning to them by focusing on the negative messages over and over in our minds. What do we do with our feelings is very important. Are we going to act them out? Will we punish ourselves? Sadness, loneliness, guilt, anger, and fear are all normal emotions. But when these feelings take over and become predominant, life can be an emotional battlefield. Through mirror work, self-love, and positive affirmations, we can nourish ourselves and relieve any of the anxiety we may feel at the moment. So we affirm, I release the pattern in my consciousness that is creating resistance to my good. I release the pattern in my consciousness that is creating resistance to my good. I deserve to feel good. Now, look deep within the center of your heart and find a tiny pinpoint of brilliantly colored light. It is such a beautiful color. It is the very center of your love and healing energy. Watch the little pinpoint of light begin to pulsate. As it pulsates, it expands until it fills your heart. See this light moving through your body to the top of your head and the tips of your toes and your fingers. You are absolutely glowing with this beautiful colored light, with your love and your healing energy. Let your whole body vibrate with this light. Say to yourself, with every breath I take, I am getting healthier and healthier. Feel this light cleansing your body of disease and allowing vibrant health to return to it. Then let this light begin to radiate out from you in all directions so that your healing energy touches everyone who needs it. What a privilege it is to share your love and light and healing energy with those who are in need of healing. Let your love move into hospitals and nursing homes and orphanages and into prisons and mental hospitals and other institutions of despair, bringing hope and enlightenment and peace. Let it move into every home in the city in which you live. Wherever there is pain and suffering, let your love and light and healing energy bring comfort to those in need. Select one place on the planet as the place you would like to help heal. It may be far away or just around the corner. It might actually just be you or a person that you deeply love. Concentrate your love and light and healing energy on this place and see it come into balance and harmony. See it whole. Take a moment every day to send your love and light and healing energy to the particular place you have chosen. What we give out comes back to us multiplied. Give our love, and so it is. Thank you so much for choosing to be with me for day 11 of healing our anxious attachment style and cultivating a positive self-view. And I'm so grateful for you, for all your comments. I'm just so, just so grateful and humbled and everything. Thank you so much. And again, I'm always so appreciative of anything that you decide to interact with on the channel through your donations or your comments, your likes, your subscriptions, hitting that notification button so you watch the next video. I would urge you, though, to hit that button up just because, well, actually, I release them every day, and we're going to for the next 10 days as well. Tomorrow is going to be Overcoming Fear, so that's a really good one as well, because anxious attached people tend to also be ridden with fear. So I will see you tomorrow with all my love and my gratitude. I wish you a blessed rest of your day. And yeah, I love you. See you next time.